Okay, factor completely. So you have a function here, f of x is equal to 4x squared plus 4x minus 3. As its degree is 2, it is an example of a quadratic function. Here you have a standard form of a quadratic function, f of x is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. And here, instead of a, in this you have, what is the value of a? That is ax squared. So 4x squared. A is equal to 4. Bx is 4x. So the value of b is 4. C plus c, so there minus 3 you have. That's why the value of c is equal to negative 3. And as you know, you are asked to write this as a product of two factors, right? Now, here a is 4, which is greater than 1, right? In fact, not is equal to 1. So, directly I cannot get the factors as you did before. Here you have to undergo some process. You have to consider the value of a which is not equal to 1. So, what do you do in the first step? In step 1, find the product of a and c. So, what is a times c? That is 4 times negative 3. I'll always use parentheses whenever I am dealing with negative integers. So 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. So this is the product of two numbers that I'm going to find in order to get the factors, right? So my product is negative 12 and the sum is the same, this thing 4, the coefficient of x. Okay, so let me have my x here, and you know, this side you'll have a sum and on the other side a product. Okay, what is my sum? Sum is equal to 4 and the product is negative 12. So once again, to get this sum, it is the coefficient of x. The b value is always the sum and the product is the product of a and c. 4 times negative 3, that is 12 you got. Okay. So now give me two numbers whose product is negative 12 and the addition is 4. 12, the factors of 12 means immediately we think, okay, 4 times 3 is 12, but 4 minus 3 is not 4. So I cannot take 4 and 3. And what is the other one? Other easy factor you have 6 and 2, right? 6 times 2 is 12. I am looking for a negative 12. So to get a negative 12, one of these two numbers has to be negative so that the product will be negative. So either 6 or 2 has to be negative, and also if I consider this a sum of 4, I can get a positive 4 only when this 2 is negative, right? 6 minus 2 gives me 4. That's how both the conditions are satisfied. 6 plus negative 2 gives me a 4 and 6 times negative 2 gives you a negative 12. This check, that check, both are good. Now that I have these numbers, I'll go to this quadratic function and rewrite that thing. So that 4x squared plus 4x minus 3 can be changed as 4x squared. This middle term 4x, that middle term 4x can be written as 6x minus 2x. That is the purpose of getting these two numbers. I have to break down the middle term as this 6x minus 2x. And you know why that 6 and 2 from this thing, right? And my last term is negative 3. So In other words, we did not change the quadratic function. It is just the same 4x square. You brought down the 4x square. That plus 4x is just for our convenience. We changed 4x as 6x minus 2x. And the last term is minus 3 and minus 3. Everything is same. So now, let us look at these 4 terms. And in those 4 terms, you can see that first and second terms, they have something in common. There is a x, and I can group them together. And the remaining terms, let us just see what goes with this thing. I'll hold on to that. And now first let us look at the first one. I have here 4x square plus 6x. Like I said, I'm saying x and x, not only x and x, but also 4 and 6 are even numbers. That is, 2 can divide both of them. And 2 is the greatest number that can divide those two. So, the greatest common factor between 4x square and 6x is what? 2x. I can divide them both by 2x. So, how do you do that? I'll write 2x again here and 2x there. Then this, like we have that 2x is the greatest common factor. Now that 2x is taken out, so let us divide and see. 4x squared divide 2x is 2 can divide 4 2 times. X squared divide x is x, right? So 4x square is changed to 2x times 2x. That's the thing. There is a plus sign, I'll write a plus. And what is 6x by 2x? 6x on dividing with 2x will give us 2 divided 6, that is 3. X and x cancelled out. So these two terms, 4x square plus 6x, can be rewritten as 2x times 2x plus 3. To make sure, double check and see. 2x times 2x, 4x square. 2x times 3, 6x. Wonderful. Now, coming to this third and fourth terms, minus 2x and minus 3. Nothing is common. But still, as we said, minus and minus. That negative sign can be taken out. As there is no common factor, 1 is always there to help you out. I can take this 1 as a greatest common factor. Precisely in this case, I'll take out negative 1 as a greatest common factor between those two. So, please remember, whenever you don't see any common factor, don't say that I don't have any common factor. Okay, but I can take a 1 as a greatest common factor. And in this case, you have a negative 1. Alright. Now, I got negative 1 out here. So, what is negative 2x divided negative 1? Minus and minus cancel out. You still have 2x. And again, in this case, negatives cancel out. Plus 3. So, what do you see now? 2x times 2x plus 3 minus 1 times 2x plus 3, which is telling me that I can take out this 2x plus 3 as a common factor in those two terms. See, the 4 terms now reduced to 2 terms. Now, in the next step, what happens? On taking out this 2x plus 3 as a common factor, it is factored out, like you are cancelling out 2x plus 3 here. To give you, it is leaving behind only 2x. Minus sign is there, I'll write a minus because you are dividing it by that same 2x plus 3 to give you a minus 1 here. That's all. These are my factors. The factors of 4x square plus 4x minus 3 are 2x plus 3 times x minus 1. Very simple. I took some extra time to explain or talk about those steps, but it is really easy. Find the product between A and C, write the product here, and then the sum, look for those two numbers satisfying, and go step by step. So definitely you can try this and find the factors of that quadratic function 10x squared plus 17x minus 6. Okay, thank you.